Hello, it is July 4th, 2018, and basically since this country is in a state that I'm not very proud of, I wanted to make a video about how to use your own privileges to be an ally. And since I forgot to film an intro, this is the intro. How to use your privilege to be an ally. I wrote down some stuff on my phone, so if I'm looking down a lot, that's why. So first, start with recognizing your own privileges and your own oppression. I'm going to use myself as an example. So for me, some of my oppressions are that I'm a woman, I'm a person of color. Some of my privileges are that I have access to like private school education, I'm middle class, I don't have to worry about like where my next meal is coming from. What else? I have a roof over my head, I have a room, I'm not homeless. I have light skin, so I benefit from colorism, things like that. So just recognize which things in society that you benefit from and which things that you are at a disadvantage from, and which things you may set you back in society and what lifts you up. The next thing is knowing your place. So when things like I don't know, when you're in a debate or an argument, or you see something online where somebody is being, I don't know, for example, like homophobic, where say for example you're a straight person, so or somebody's being sexist and you're a man. So know your place, know when to step in and like stand up for somebody, but don't speak over the person that's being oppressed, don't speak for them, don't say something that you don't know is specifically true. For example, an example of somebody stepping in and stepping up is like the white woman who was filming Barbecue Becky, I don't know her name, but when that, sorry, my mom was about to come in my room, like when that white woman was filming the other white woman who was calling the police on black people for literally doing nothing. So just being there, standing up for people, don't be a bystander, don't be complicit in the oppression happening to others, or don't contribute to something bad happening to somebody else. Know when to use your privilege to stand up when your voice matters more to somebody else, to kind of bring more issues to the forefront when other people's voices are not being heard. Third, if you can't help directly, start initiatives and get involved, whether that means, you know, like volunteering, or like, for example, for me, something that I really care about is human trafficking. And I'm not a police officer, I'm a 16-year-old girl. It's not like I can like go out and like be a vigilante and like go out and like fight pimps. So what I did at my school was start a club called Youth Ending Slavery. We educate people about human trafficking and do fundraisers for nonprofits that do help survivors of human trafficking, things like that. Volunteering, whether it's getting involved with the environment or homeless people, you know, helping out when you are not like directly affected. If you can't directly help and like be hands-on, you can start clubs, start organizations, you can start a nonprofit. Next is, don't get upset when someone puts you in check. Basically meaning you need to let yourself be ignorant, because if you are not ignorant, you will never learn or grow from that. If you think that you already know everything, you won't ever grow as a person. If you make an ignorant statement, you do something ignorant, somebody's like, hey, why did you do that? That was racist, that was sexist, that was cultural appropriation. Instead of being like, oh no, like that's not what it was, like you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe do something for yourself to educate yourself about what's going on with you. Like if somebody calls you a racist, it's probably a you problem and you need to do something to fix that. So if instead of, you know, getting angry, retaliating against that person who's calling you out, you need to look inside yourself and see like what's going on, like what am I ignorant about, like what do I need to learn to help others. And the fifth thing is be ready for retaliation when you stand up for somebody else. For example, like a lot of times when you have like a homophobic like grandma and you stand up for gay people and she's like, oh, you must be gay, that's what it is, like only gay people stand up for gay people, as if being gay is a bad thing. And so be ready to basically be called names for standing up for somebody else, even if that doesn't directly affect you. Don't let that keep you from standing up for other people. Don't be afraid to be ostracized. The last thing is to find ways to unlearn your own prejudices. That means putting yourself out of your comfort zone. That means interacting with people that you have prejudices against. Even if it's subconscious, like you don't think that you have these prejudices, but you probably do. If you've been raised your whole life to think that being gay is wrong, or that homeless people are like dirty drug addicts and like they must have did something to get themselves there, what you need to do is find a way to connect with these people that you have prejudices against. If you think that Muslim people are bad, you need to go out and maybe go to a mosque, meet some Muslim people, interact with these people that you have prejudices against, to humanize them in your eyes, to say these are real people, they're not just these things that I think that they are. So yeah, those are 6 ways on how to use your privilege to be an ally.